Good morning, everybody. I don't know if I'm gonna have trouble here with my internet. Let me maybe go open that door. This might just cut off. So I am working on the placement of my transfer here on my ombre chest, and I'm just trying to get this figured out. So I think what I'm going to do is there's going to be a lot of issues. Hello, Annette. Right here, if you guys can see, this is extremely tight right here, and this is where problems are going to come, because I have no room between here and here. Right here it is extremely tight, so that's going to give me a lot of problems cutting the transfers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and the top of this bottom piece, I want to end it right here on this section here, so that I hopefully don't have to do cutting, and then I need to meet the second piece right here. So because of this, I have to think through this and try to plan it out so that this piece is going to sit right there. So I'm going to go ahead and take on, and then once this front is done, I'm going to come back and do some distressing. But first I want to get this on. So I need to really think through this one and plan this out because of the tight drawers. It really does, it can really mess up your transfer when your drawers are so tight. So I'm not going to lay this down until I know, and I'm just going to guess here on the sides where I'm going to position this. I look like I'm about even on the sides, so now I want to lower this so that the top of this is right at the top of that middle piece, so that I don't have to cut. I think I need to come over a bit. So don't press until you know you are in the right place. And I think I'm at the top. Let me just feel here to see if I can feel it. This part right here is tricky because the design is actually, let me move it up a little more if I can. It's maybe already catching on. Sometimes it clings super fast, and sometimes you have a tiny bit of room to move it. So right now I'm at the top of this here, right? Because it was just way, way, way too tight. Here, I can't cut there with my X-Acto knife. So that's why I came to the top of this piece. And I think I'm pretty even here and here. Sometimes I measure, but this time I just eyeballed. But I'm going to be adding, the design is going to go here, which I don't like square. So remember, this is one of the ones that has 6 sheets. So 3 sheets are going to fit here, and I still have 3 other sheets, or I'm going to cut them out and do some things on the sides, and I'm going to distress first, and then I can always add, this is one of the sheets, right? I can always cut it apart and then add so that my design isn't so square. So let's see if I got this right here. I'm aiming for the top of that. think it feels like it's pretty close. So I want to make sure I get all of that pushed on first. And right here, of course, I'm going to have to cut, but I have a little bit more of a gap here. So let me just do some pushing here. And then I'm going to cut this piece right here. So have your tape ready because you don't want this to fall off. So right here I've got room to cut, so that's really good. And I'm laying my knife at the top, at the bottom of this middle piece here, if you know what I mean. So I still have room, so that's good. I shouldn't have any issues then, because there's enough of a gap here for me to just kind of slice through without, oh, my knife is coming apart. So there we go. I had enough of a gap to cut that. So I have extra right here at the very top because I came over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and lay that, that's my broken one. Lay that down there, tuck it in, and lay it down at the top of the middle. So this is just the extra that was on the, I don't need that. I don't need that extra bit there. So I'm laying it down now on the top of this middle piece, if you know what I mean. This one is my favorite, I think this is still my favorite transfer, Rose Celebration. I love this one. I just love all the colors, the peachy and corals. So I'm going to do my design, the 3 pages, 3 sheets here, and then I'm going to distress. But I want to get my design on first, and then I'm going to figure out where my distressing is going to go. And then I'll add more to the sides because I don't want this to be square on here. So just press everything down really well. Make sure you don't have anything bubbling up. And then I'll come back afterwards too. I got all my hardware off for now, and then when I'm done, I'll put it all back on. So you'll be able to tell where the transfer has come off and hasn't come off. It kind of turns cloudy. And sometimes it just needs a ton more rubbing than other times. I find with Rose Celebration, it needs more rubbing than other transfers. I think because of all the gold writing on here, that kind of a clear gold color. And then right here, there's this big bump here. So I'm gonna have to be really careful with how I lay the transfer on here. What I'll do is I'll put it on there first before I press it down in the rest of the area. So don't let these bumps don't think that you can't put a transfer. You can. You just have to think about how you're gonna lay it down. See right here, this is really taking some rubbing here. But lift it up and try to get some air underneath there. You'll be able to see if it's coming up. And sometimes it lifts up the design back onto the plastic. So you don't want that because it's going to tear your design if that happens. See right there, it's lifting up. Right here, it's still there. Tricky because you have to make sure you're looking at your whole area that you're pulling. See, I've had to go back now 3 times. So you just never know what area is going to give you problems. And it could be because it's humid. It's really humid here. So weather definitely plays a part in your transfers. You've just had incredibly humid days here in Tennessee. And if you do pull up your design, just lay it back down right away, and you should be okay pushing it back down. You see that? How you can tell right there where it's not coming up. It's sticking to the plastic. This one's really giving me a hard time. You just have to keep at it. See right there? See how it's still on the plastic? That means you don't have it down yet. You want to be really careful how you pull away, because you could pull away, right? You could pull away. This is so fragile. One little pull away without realizing it before you have to go back down and push it, and then you lost your piece there. And I can see by looking right here that it's really sticking up on the dresser. So I have to make sure I go back down, and I have to make sure I'm going to lay all that down flat. Okay, so that one's done. Yeah, I use matte paint. You don't want to use a shiny paint. You don't want to use like a, you know, that paint has sheen to it. The paints that I use are matte, like chalk type of paints. So that's what I would recommend, is something that's a chalk, like a matte paint. And you want to make sure your paint, you don't want you put your transfers on paint that you just painted. Like, it needs to sit a minimum of 24 hours before you put on your, so right here's my hole. 24 hours before you put a transfer on paint. It's better to wait 48 hours. This has been a few days now. So basically, yeah, that's it. You know, you're going to put it on straight paint. It can go on raw wood too. But straight paint, you don't need to do anything to your paint. You don't want to do anything to your paint. You want it to go on raw paint. And yeah, matte type of paint is the best. Chalkish kind of a paint. You don't want to put it on a gloss type of paint. So don't seal, you don't want to seal your piece of furniture before you put your transfer on. The top coat is last. After you get your transfer on, then you put on your top coat. But this part here that I'm doing right now, hello April. Oh, good. The part that you see me here doing right now, who was it? Madison. The part that you see me doing right now, this is very, very important. You have to make sure you go over everything and press down. Because if you put your top coat on and you've got bubbles and you've got pieces of your transfer sticking out, you could have some peeling and some issues. So just make sure, just go over everything and press everything down. Feels pretty smooth down. I think I've got all the sticking up issues taken care of. And you're going to have areas where you might have maybe lost a piece because I'm having so many troubles today, but don't worry about it. See right here, I've lost a little tiny section, but that's nothing. I mean, that's no big deal. And I am going to distress this piece too. So you see what I did here? I started my bottom piece right here so that I wouldn't have to cut right here because it is way, way, way too tight. So pay attention to your drawers. Don't do it You need to plan out your design so you're not cutting. I couldn't have cut this. It's too tight there. So either don't do ones like this that are, you know, you have to layer them, or do maybe a flower where you don't have to cut it between drawers. So now I have to make sure I get this next one correct. And right here, I don't think I'm going to have, well, I could have a problem right here. There's a lot of space right here, so I'm good there. Right here, there's absolutely no issues. I've got a nice, good gap right here. Hello, Brenda. So I now have to make sure my next piece is going to line up here with my first piece. You just have to go for it. And make sure it doesn't curl up on itself, because if it does, you've just lost your design. April, which transfer is it you're going to use? I can't remember which one you just bought. So now I'm going to have to line it up, and I want to go to the bottom of this drawer so that I don't have to do any cutting down there. So I'm trying to look here to see where the bottom is of that drawer. And I need to line up my flower. See my little yellow fun sunflower there? Daisy? I want to try and line that up. This is really tricky. You do have to take, you've got to make sure you've got time. Don't rush. You never ever want to rush your transfers, because then you're going to have problems. I'm trying to do it so, yeah, okay, I need to come down some more, I think. Unless, if I'm stuck here, I'm not going to move it. Okay, looks like I'm too low now. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I've got a sign for something? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's see here. That was the mailman. Rose Celebration. Oh, good. Oh, good, good. I know, this is I think this is still my favorite. I love the new one that came out, but the Royal Burgundy, but I think this is still my favorite. I'm just taking my time, you guys, because I remember I want to get it to the bottom of this drawer, and I do not want to have to cut this. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. Looks like I'm off here. Oh my word. This is really tricky. Really tricky. Okay, I think I'm at the bottom of my drawer. I'm not going to cut this. I'm just going to leave it like that. But I do need to cut right here and right here. Oh, you said on one of my classes. Yeah, there'll be more classes coming. It's somebody else just asked me about doing a class, so I've got to arrange another class, Brenda, on transfers 101. There's definitely some rules that you need to know before you start transfers. Really important rules. And you know, you want to make sure you practice before doing this. Okay, this one is the broken one, so let's put that one away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut right here. So make sure you put all your tape up. I'm going to put tape here, holding that, and I'm going to put tape here. And I'm going to put tape here and here and at the top of this one. And make sure that your knives are good and sharp. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut at the top of this drawer. The top of this drawer is my guide for how I hold my knife. I'm laying my knife on the top of the drawer. And then I know that, you know, my cut should be relatively even. Now my next cut is going to be hard because that's where I have tightness. Okay, do you see why I have got tape everywhere? Because now I have 3 sections and I need to make sure the tape is holding everything up so that it doesn't fall. So I'm going to cut now, but this is going to be hard. Right here I think I'm okay, but right here it's going to be super tight. So let's see how I do. The light just went off. I think I'm going to have to hold. Oh boy, hang on a second. Let me try to cut down here first. And sometimes you do kind of end up cutting the wood a teeny bit. But you know, you can come up and do touch-up paints because remember, that's raw paint. So you can still do touch-ups if you have to. Something is wrong right here, so I'm just going to keep, this could be messed up right here because it's so tight. I'll have to wait and see here what happens when I try peeling this back. Yeah, it is extremely tight here. Okay, now I think I'm okay. Okay, so I've got now 1, 2, 3 sheets. And that's why you put tape up. So I normally try and do my middle piece first. This here is the hardest to transfer, this section. The where it's kind of light colored. Okay, it looks like there's something wrong here, but I'll check it in a second. So this was my problem area right here. Uh-oh. So can you see right here how it's hanging over the edge? I don't do that. Some people do that. I don't do that because I want the drawers, I want to be able to see it this way because this is how I'm going to visually see it, right? It's going to be completed this way. So this is the way I like to do it, is just sort of the natural way. So right here, you can see where it's hanging over a little bit. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to tuck that in. So I'm just going to use my knife and I'm going to tuck it in like that. And I'm going to make sure I go over everything with my fingers and lay it all down. I'm not cutting it. I've already cut it. You don't ever want to cut after you've laid it down. You're going to have a gigantic mess if you cut. So make sure that you cut with the plastic on like I just did. All I'm doing right now is I'm tucking in my extra that's hanging over the edge. I'm not cutting it. It's so incredibly fragile. You don't want to, I wonder why these knives keep coming out. You don't want to cut with the plastic off. Trust me, you're going to have a disaster. If you can work, yeah, the cooler the environment you have, the better luck for doing these. I've got no room right now in my studio. There's too much junk in there. I've got a big buffet I'm working on. All the packages I'm still needing to unpack and put away. So the best place for you to be doing this is indoors where you've got proper temperatures. If you're new with transfers, don't even attempt this in your garage. Don't attempt it outside. Don't even try it in your garage because you're going to get frustrated because the heat definitely plays a part in your transfers. You do not want these transfers to get hot. Don't ever leave them in your car. There's a good potential you're going to damage it's the ink, it's the transferring that won't happen. It'll stick to... What will happen is this part, like it won't come off, it's going to stick to your plastic if your transfers get hot. So heat is terrible for your transfers. If you're out shopping and you go to a place where it sells transfers and you picked up your transfer and you're in your car driving, you better make sure you blast your air conditioner because you know, don't go run errands and leave your transfers in your car while you go run errands to the store or whatever, because there's potential you're going to damage them. So the big flowers tend to come off pretty good. It's this area here, the writing, that is always harder to transfer. So right here, see how that is still on the plastic right there? You want to make sure you go back and press that down because you're going to lose it if you don't. And sometimes there is a little tiny bit of crackling, which is okay. didn't even know the mailman delivered on Sundays. I thought that only happened during Christmas. So I'm getting near the writing part now, which is going to be, you got to press way more with those areas. So, and if you're new to transfers, I don't suggest you starting with this one. This is one of the biggest ones you can buy. It's 6 sheets. I don't suggest you start with a huge transfer. There's lots of small transfers for you to start with. Lots and lots of little ones that would be much better for you to start with. There's one called, is it Bonjour Paris? That is just some loose flowers. That would be a good one to start with. Bonjour Paris. There's some smaller ones. There's one called In Our Family, one called Moment. That's not too difficult. Don't start with a huge transfer. See, this is a part that's really hard, is the writing, this squiggly area here and that light writing. For some reason, it really takes forever. See how long it takes? It just takes a lot, takes a long time, and it's a lot of pressing for those areas. If you pull back slow, you can tell where you're going to have problems. Just go back down and press it down. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make sure I go with my fingers, go over everything, and lay it all down, especially around any edges. So right here I can see I need to come back and lay this down right here. Sometimes you could use your stick, but this is the area where it's like really tight. So I'll just use the top and the bottom here and lay my knife resting it on the bottom of that and then the top of the other one. I'm not cutting it, I'm just pressing. It's already cut. Actually, this area wasn't cut. This is where I laid it down. So can you see where it's lifting up everywhere? There's areas where it's sitting up. That's what you want to get down. You want to get all these areas here that are sitting up. You want to make sure they are pressed down. And if it peels a little bit, that's okay. So get everything pressed down. And then this part up here is going to be tricky because I have to work it over that area there. Looks like I missed an area right here. Just going to go back and try to push it down. So can you see all the areas? There's a ton of areas here sticking up. And I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to press down and press down. So I'm doing both up and bottom. Press that in. Oh, look at this knife. So I'm going to press it in. I'm not cutting, it's already cut. I'm just pushing it in. Okay, so that is that done, and now comes the really hard part right here. Oh, this can be stressful, definitely. You're not used to doing this. Please do not attempt a huge transfer. Okay, I'm going to turn my back to you guys because I have to really watch. What I'm doing here. Oh, do I have the right one? That's not the right one. Oh my goodness. Make sure you've got the right one. Otherwise, once it's on there, you guys, it's on there. You can't take it off. You have to sand it off, paint over it. Okay, let me just make sure I have the right sheet here. I don't even know if this looks right, actually. Is this the right one? That goes there, and that goes there. I think it is. That goes there. That matches that. Okay, I think it is the right one. So now I have to fit it over this big bump here. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta get comfortable. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put my back to you because I have to concentrate here on this. I'm cutting it so that I don't have to pick out those knobs, but I might have to. I'm going to see if I can fit this without taking out the knobs. Okay, so that's gonna sit right. No, that's not right. I'm way off. Okay, that's gonna sit right there, a little bit down, about right there. And this is gonna sit, okay, right, no, I'm off a bit still. Okay, that's right there. Okay, so I think, no, if I fold it, if I tuck that in, I'm gonna lose right there. Oh man, here's a huge flower. I could potentially lose some of that design by all this cutting and folding and stuff. Okay, there's for sure going to be crackling here. Right here, there's for sure going to be crackling because I have to go over this bump right here, you guys. So I'm going to first, I guarantee you I'm going to get crackling. So before I do this, I have to make sure, it looks like I'm not, let me look in the camera, see if I can see. I don't think I'm straight. I feel like I'm crooked. Does it look like I'm crooked? Oh, I think I'm totally off. I think I'm totally off. Okay, does that look straight? You guys are looking. I want to make sure this line here is straight. I think I feel like I'm off a little bit, but so if that goes there, if I fold that, the top of that, I think I'm okay now. Let me put it down and I'm going to look back and see. Now it looks like I need to come down here, but I don't think so. Oh, I see. Okay, I need to move a smidgen over, just a smidgen there. Oh, wait a minute, I have to take the plastic off still. Okay, well that's not going to help me. I still got to take the plastic off. Okay, well I'm just going to go for it, and I have to just do my best here to try to get this on. So I'm gonna have to ignore you guys. Ah! I could always cut it too. You can always cut. Okay, what's going to happen is, okay, let me think this through here. If I press there, that changes this. It's going to fold in and cause an issue right here. Do I want to press there or do I want to press this flower? Okay, let me think through this for a second. I think I need to, okay, if I press that, uh-oh, am I too late? I think I'm too late. I think I have to go for this. It's already sticking right there. It's already sticking, so I can't move it right now. Let me just get this part. I'm going to do this part first. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this part on first, because then at least my flower here matches. It lines up. It should. Uh-oh. This could be a gigantic mess. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have cut this first. That's what I should have done. I should have cut that. But I don't want to lay all the rest of this down because I'm going to have some problems here. Okay, hang on one second. I think I'm going to... Okay, don't lay down, don't lay down. Just stay like that. Stay, stay, stay. I think I'm going to cut this right now. Right now, here I go. Tape, tape, tape. Tape that there. What the heck is that? Oh, oh dear. Cut, cut, cut. Okay, so I got that, and then I'm gonna cut right here. Okay, now I'm gonna try and press this. Press that right there. Why isn't this going on here? Am I still not? Oh, I'm on, okay. Okay, so looks like the best way to do this is work in sections from one side to the other, maybe. You've got these big bumps here. Let's see if this is working. So there's going to be crackling right there. Anytime there's fold, you're going to have crackling. I don't mind that because my furniture tends to be, you know, I do a lot of distressing and layering and texture and all that, so I don't do perfection. Okay, I think I'm on, uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hang on a second here. Okay, let me just try now. I'm gonna try to finish right here. See if I can get this on. Maybe I have to cut a little bit more. I'm going to cut a little bit more here. Uh-oh. Where is the top of the drawer? Oh my goodness, I see what I'm doing. Yikes. I'm going to press right here. If I can try and get that on, that's the top of the piece that stands out right here. It's the very top of the huge bump, the huge design here. So let me try and get this top part on first. I think this is working, you guys. This is working. So you just got to do in sections and go from one side to another maybe. This is actually the first time I've worked over a huge molding thing here. Okay, that's not on yet, so I have to make sure that top section is on before I move on. Nope. Not on. Again, this is the writing. This writing is so hard to transfer. I don't know why. Okay, there. I think I'm on. What the heck is this? I don't know, but let's press it. Okay, why are you still attached? This needs to be off. Oh my word. Oh. Okay, we still got some right here to do. So now I'm on the molding, the part that's the wood part that stands up. Oh, hang on. I'm going to cut right here, right here, right here. Okay, so that's cut. And let me get this section on top of the wood thing. Okay. Well, I guess that's what you have to do. And I don't know yet about down here. Let's see, are we off? Are we coming off? Okay, we're coming off, but we're not coming off here. Okay, right here, there's going to be a bit of a gap. See, right here? But that's okay. You can always come back and add flowers, you guys. Add script, add pieces of transfers maybe that you have left over. You can paint it in. Right? You can paint these transfers. If you have to do touch-ups. Okay, I'm just going to go around this edge here. This is the bottom of that wood thing. This little guy is going to be off, I think, a little bit. Let me try to get him on before I do anything else. See if I can get this piece attached. Okay, so he's attached. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I need to finish right here. This is the bottom of the wood thing. Okay, that's going, that's working. So let's finish this middle. This is now the middle of the wood thing. I need to cut more here. And let's get the top of this pressed down. Oh, this still isn't on. Oh my word. Is that? Oh, it's on. So this is going to be pretty. This design right here is fitting right in the middle of the thing. Can you see? Look at all the areas where it's standing up. I've got to go back and push those down. It's really standing up bad. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. I've got to cut this now. Oh, wait. Where's my tape? Oh, my word. I'm going to need a drink after this. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Okay, so that top part now is loose. I've got to somehow get that down. Okay, I'm going to press the top of this. This is where the top of the wood, I'm just, uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Shoot, shoot. Oh, shoot. I just messed up right here. I just messed up. Well, I'm going to have to come, I think I'm going to have to come crooked. It's going to be crooked right there. Yeah, it's going to have to be. I'll show you guys what I mean here when I take this off. It's all crooked. Actually, let me go ahead and get that off now, because I need to move this. Can you guys see how I went crooked? So right here, there's going to be problems. Let me just go ahead and get this down. I think that flower is going to make it, but I don't know about the rest. Okay, can I lift it there now? Let me see if I can lift it there. If I can lift it there, that's going to help me get the rest here. I need to get this corner right here, and then I can maybe lift it. Nope, right here still hasn't come off. Okay, I'm going to now bend it. I can bend it now. And I'm going to try and get off the rest right here. There's going to be problems here. But that's okay. We can fill that in with, oh, I'm off right there. See, I should have gotten that branch first. But you can add, you can layer transfer. So if I need to come back and layer on here, I can. You can always fast forward when this is done. If someone's interested, they can fast forward. Yeah, and if you're not interested in watching, just don't watch then. What I do is I try and teach people how to do everything, even though when you've got problems. I try to teach them how to get around your issues, get around your problems. So I would say if you don't want to, you know, just don't watch then. Go to another page and watch somebody else. Kathy? Okay, let's see now if I can get this on here. So this can all be repaired with flowers. I can come back and I can touch this up with paint, or I can add flowers anywhere where it looks messy. So there's a little bit of crackling and folding here. Oh, thanks, April. Whoops. So yeah, if someone's not interested in watching, just go later if you want to, and when I'm done, and fast forward, or just, you know, find someone else that does the fast tutorials. I just really like to teach, so I try and show people everything, you know, all the problems I have and everything. So it's not everyone's. If you don't like it, just don't watch me. It's that simple. Okay, I'm almost done the front, and then I'm gonna come back and do all my distressing. I'm gonna do distressing here, and I'm gonna add, because I don't like a square sheet like this, so I'm gonna add flowers, and I'm gonna add some more script so that it looks a little bit more natural. I want my flowers to be coming out and trailing down. So I've got 3 more sheets left from this transfer that I can cut up the flowers and add things to it. Let's see how that's going on. think I'm going to add some more flowers up there from what I have left here, my sheets. I have 3 sheets, so. Okay, you can see it needs a lot more, hello Melissa. It needs a lot more pressing down. I have to now go over everything with my fingers and make sure everything is pressed down. So I have a lot to do still. A lot of adding, and I'm going to add some to the sides, trailing down from the top. And then distress and add everything, add sort of all sorts of stuff here to the sides too. So there's a lot more work to do. Anyways, that's it for now. Hello from Mexico. Wow. You're just catching my end. So that's it for now, you guys. I'm going to keep working on this, but I won't let the camera keep rolling. Thank you.